Be up, guys. Be up once again. I'm back again. I'd be back. I said I'd be back, and I am. Like Arnie. Back again. For my second stream today. Obviously was on earlier with the England stream, the England announcement of the squad. And, a bit disappointing, I should say. Pretty poor, that first squad. Not what I'd hoped for. It was pathetic, and I thought Tuchel might have been the man for us, for the England, but not so sure. I think he could be has been turned into a yes man by the FA. They're going with the same old shit. But anyway, we move on with this, and this is a preview for our game tomorrow against Bournemouth. At Bournemouth, of course. The Bees, hopefully, keep our away form going. I mean, it's a lot better than our home form, let's be honest. So, our home form is shocking at the moment. But this is going to be a real test against Bournemouth. I think they're a fantastic team. It's going to be really tricky. We read this comment here from Warren. Big up to you again, buddy. Thanks for coming in again. Great to see you again earlier for the England one. Brilliant. Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming in. Keep them bees buzzing, Mr. B. Yeah. Hopefully. After that disappointment again against Villa. Losing at home, we got to get back to it. We got to get back with a win, but I don't think it's going to be so easy against Bournemouth. I really don't. So, the bees, yeah. Come on, Buzz. Come on, you lads. Come on, lads. We can do it. Let's get buzzing again and let's get back at it. We got to do better than that one against Villa. We got to. Another very, very good team, this Bournemouth. They're up there for a reason. They're playing great football. Got great players. Kluivert, Semenyo, Sabani. Xerxes, not Xerxes, who's that other guy? Xerxes at United, sorry. Kirkios, I think. Kirkios and so forth. There's so much talent they've got, Very, very good team. I'm going to go into this. I should be having a guest on from Up the Cherries in all departments. He should be on, hopefully, soon. I sent the link out. So, hopefully, I think it might be Matthew from Up the Cherries in all departments. I think it's Matt. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Hopefully, very soon he'll be on, but obviously I will go to the Bees and go into what we're going to do, what our preview is. Hopefully, he'll be on soon. Anyway, yeah. So, let's get to this. Right. Get on to showing this. And here it is, guys. Match preview. Bournemouth versus the Bees. Yeah. Analysis, team news, match officials and more. Here's everything you need to know ahead of Brentford's Premier League game against Bournemouth at Vitality Stadium on Saturday. 5:30 kickoff. Right, Brentford travel to Vitality Stadium to face Bournemouth in the Premier League on Saturday evening. Looking to continue their fine recent form on the road, live on Sky Sports. The West Londoners have won their last 4 away fixtures ahead of this weekend's trip to the South Coast. Analysis, team news, match officials and more. Here's everything you need to know before the Bees' latest test. Pre-match analysis, Richard Cole, playmaker stats. Brentford must be wary of a Bournemouth side that attack with speed and aggression, definitely. They certainly do. Bournemouth have earned plaudits for their enterprising football this season, and rightly so, with Andoni Iraola's side firmly in the hunt for European football. But the Cherries have often come unstuck when facing the Bees in recent fixtures. Brentford have won 3 and drawn 2 of the previous 5 meetings between the pair in the Premier League, and another win would make it 3 on the bounce. While Saturday's hosts have been putting in good performances, it hasn't always translated into results. The Cherries have won just one of their last 5 games in all competitions in normal time, and that came against struggling Southampton. Still, Bournemouth are a dangerous attacking outfit, as anyone who has watched them this season will know. The Cherries ranked 4th in the Premier League for shots on target this season with 154 in total. And considering that Brentford generally allow shots against them, usually of fairly low XG quality, Mark Flecken may need to be alert. Yes, Mark Flecken, you need to be alert because you're not very good. Justin Cliver, in particular, has had an excellent season so far, scoring 12 and assisting 6. The Dutch forward also ranks 5th in the league for goals per 90 minutes, 0.58. A lot of the Cherries' efforts come from the fast, dynamic style of play that Areola prefers. Bournemouth have a pass success rate of just 76%, the 4th lowest in the league, and they've completed the 3rd lowest number of short passes. Conversely, the wide men have put in 600 crosses, a stat only Fulham better. The impressive Milos Kerkez is particularly a threat in this area with 17 crosses into the penalty area this season, ranking in 4th overall. Of course, you don't need to pass the ball for minutes on end to score if you simply win the ball high up the pitch. Bournemouth do this with speed and aggression. They certainly do. Often the Cherries win the ball in the middle third, 243 tackles won there, the most of any team, before springing into life. No other team has had more defensive actions leading to a shot, 20 this season, although only 2 of those led to a goal. Thomas Frank will know his team have to concentrate and avoid any loose mistakes this season. Bournemouth's opponents have made 40 errors that have led to a shot for the Cherries. No other team has managed to capitalise on mistakes in such a way. The South Coast side also topped the charts for ball recoveries, 1,402 in total. Winning the ball back aggressively naturally leads to conceding fouls, which could be an area that Brentford can exploit. Bournemouth have committed the most fouls in the Premier League, 386, while the West Londoners are the second lowest on 220. And they picked up 71 yellow cards in the process. That can set up some very handy set piece opportunities for the Bees, who, as we know, are adept in these scenarios. That's especially true for the big defenders, especially with Bournemouth losing 46.6% of their aerial duels. The second lowest success rate in the league. Indeed, only Wolves have allowed more dead passes lead to shots against. Perhaps Brentford had the kryptonite for Iriola's style. Bournemouth have the 4th lowest percentage of dribblers tackled, which will no doubt have Brian and Bomo and co eager to test them. Yeah. Scout report. Dan Long, Sky Sports Europe, chasing Cherries, taking it one game at a time. Bournemouth, who were sat 12th in the Premier League at the start of the November international break, having lost 3-2 to Brentford at the GTEC. Yeah, they did. Great game. We only just beat them there. A lot of goals, but very good game. I'm glad we beat them, but one of the rare teams to beat them, actually. It came as a little bit of a surprise, given Andoni Iriola's side had beaten both Arsenal and Man City in their previous 2 home fixtures and taken the lead twice in the game. But if anything, it played a part in making what was to come all the sweeter. The Cherries returned to action with a 2-1 defeat at Brighton, then went on a sparkling run of form that started with 4 wins and 3 draws up to the end of the year. Among the highlights was Justin Cliver scoring the first hat-trick of penalties in Premier League history during the 4-2 win at Wolves. Then 3 days before Christmas, and for the second season in succession, beating Man United 3-0 at Old Trafford. Brilliant. Iriola was modest about his side's excellent result. It was a solid performance, not amazing, but solid, he said. I'm happy we kept playing the same way, kept pushing until the end. On New Year's Day, Bournemouth were 7th in the table, 1 point behind Man City, 2 behind Newcastle, and just 5 behind Chelsea in 4th place. Even for a team continuously improving, it was nosebleed territory. So then, typically, a spanner had to be thrown into the works. Evan Nielsen fractured a metatarsal during the 1-0 win over Everton on 4th of January and had surgery to repair it. And less than a week later, fellow striker Ines Unal suffered an ACL injury during a training session. Clearly, these two injuries disrupted plans, but you wouldn't have known it. With Dango Ouattara shifted into the vacant central striking role, the Cherries came from behind to hold Chelsea to a 2-2 draw 3 days after thumping West Brom 5-1 in the FA Cup third round. Then followed up with a 4-1 win at Newcastle and a 5-0 victory over Nottingham Forest back at the Vitality. Cliver hit another treble against the Magpies before Ouattara did the same against Forest. I think it's a great result, a very good performance. The best thing is to enjoy it. Enjoy today, said Iriola after the win over the latter. You can look at the standings, but that will not give us anything. We have to take it game by game. You can enjoy every week. That's how we should focus. And it's easy to see why the Spaniard employs this rigid approach. In the 5 games that have followed, they have taken only 4 points. Hopes of European qualification for the first time in club history are still very much alive. But it's fair to say they have taken a bit of a hit as a result. Whatever happens, it is certain to be another record-breaking season for the Cherries. 2 more wins will take them to 14 this term. Current record 13. They need only 10 more goals for 57, current record 56. And given their current points per game figure of 1.57, they are on course to finish with 60 points, which would obliterate the record haul of 48 they set just last season. Not to mention the fact that the Opta supercomputer is predicting them to finish 8th, which would better their 9th place finish in the 2016-17 campaign. And they are in the FA Cup quarter-final for only the 3rd time ever. It goes without saying that it's an exciting time to be a Bournemouth fan. Definitely. And actually, with that, I'm going to go to a Bournemouth fan. And that's Craig. Be up to you, buddy. How are you?
Hello, mate. Yeah, all good, all good. Sorry, I was a little bit delayed. I was checking my emails, but I noticed it was on Instagram. So
yeah, sorry about that.
No. That's all right, mate. That's all right. I don't check the comments on Instagram very much, or the private messages. So yeah, sorry about that, mate. But yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, do you agree? I think you agree with most of that. I mean, last time we beat you, you went on a great run after that, didn't you? We beat you 3-2.
Exactly. I was working it out earlier on with another Brentford fan, and it's actually 4 years since we've beaten you. The last time was in the Championship playoff final. The first leg, of course, you overcome that to get to Wembley and then, of course, win promotion, which was fully deserved.
Yeah, cheers.
So
Man.
you've become a bit of a bogey side for us, but no, it's great, mate. Honestly, it's great because we're both 2 small football clubs. You know, I remember when we're both, languishing in the bottom division, and it's nothing like that anymore. It's 2 very, very now well-run football clubs, not 2 basket cases, that are going in the right direction. I think kind of the styles are probably kind of split a little bit. Brentford have gone one way with their recruitment, with the B team, with how you're set up. We're going a bit of a different way. We are bringing in a lot of very, very young players, and then selling them on for a profit. No doubt that if we don't get European football, to be honest, Steve, it's a necessity now. It's not a case of, oh, it would be very, very nice to get into Europe. We have to. The main reason being is if we don't, Kirkes will probably go to Liverpool. He probably will go to Liverpool anyway. You look at Dean House and Ilya Zabanier, Justin Kluivert, Antoine Semenyo. These players will be picked up by European clubs and teams playing in possibly the top competition in Europe. I wouldn't be surprised by that. But the biggest person in all of this is our manager, Andoni Iraola. if he was to go, it would be an absolute catastrophe, put nicely. Um, he's a man that's very, very level-headed. He's a man that also gets the best out of players in different positions. We've had an injury crisis, and you know where Spurs have been moaning and moaning and moaning and moaning and moaning about their injury crisis.
Yeah.
What
Mm.
Andoni did was he just got on with it. We had terrible luck, whereas we had Evan Nielsen went out injured a while back, and then we thought, well, this gives Enesu a chance to actually stake his claim.
Yeah.
So, no panic. And then Ennis does his bloody ACL the following day. And you're like, so what's the solution now? We've got Daniel Jebison, who we recalled from Watford, a bit of a disaster move at Watford.
Yeah.
Tom Cleverley seemed to not get the best out of him. And Donny, in a league above, has already got a bit more out of Dan than, Watford ever do. Watford is, let's be honest, it is like the bloody graveyard of footballers. You go to Watford and
Sure.
your career is screwed.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, don't go to Watford if you're a football player and you're
Oh,
thinking, I'm on my way up,
manager.
and you get an option between somebody shitty like Rotherham or
Yeah.
Watford, just go to Rotherham. Don't even think about it because your career will be screwed after you go to Watford. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially
joking
as a
aside,
manager as well. Yeah, as a manager. Yeah, you won't last, will you?
no,
What?
exactly. But
Um,
no joking aside, this is where Iriola's coming very, very well. So we had this injury crisis. Daniel Jebison's just come back. It's been a bit of a disaster. And then we had, well, I'll go jump forward a couple of games. We had a game against Nottingham Forest. Now, firstly, when he put Dango Watara up front, I was like, what? I was like, absolutely confused because Dango Watara, if you watch him on the left hand side, and I'm sure, if I remember correctly, he played on the left hand side against Brentford earlier on in the season. Now, Dango is
mm,
a player that does one thing that is completely and utterly jaw dropping. You think, how the hell has he done that? You
mm,
know, it's a goal that, or it's a pass, or it's a move that, the likes of Messi and Ronaldo would be thinking, oh, you know what? That's what we do on a regular basis. He does one of those, but then he does 9 other things in that left midfield position, which you're thinking, oh, geez, just take him off. He either
mm,
punts it too far, punts it too short, makes a complete hash of the pass back into midfield. Simple pass
yeah,
that most players could do. Makes a complete hash of that. Trips over the ball. You think, is this guy
yeah,
actually a left midfielder? Um, and
yeah,
Andoni Areola has stuck by him, and he's
mm,
put him up front. And I got to be honest with you, Steve.
yeah,
He's a better forward than he is at a left midfielder, and that is what he turned in. He turned into Shevchenko at his prime
yeah,
against Nottingham Forest. He just
yeah,
absolutely tore him apart. He was jumping up, getting the header for the first goal was absolutely unbelievable.
yeah,
Then he's firing in. He's a good player. He's a
mm,
he's a good player. He's a very confusing player, and he's come in as a left midfielder, and I don't think he's a left midfielder. I think
yeah,
he's a forward, and but this is what Andoni Iraola does: is he finds these other positions. Lewis Cook, for
mm,
example. Now, Lewis Cook's always played in that defensive midfield role. We have a crisis at right back, and Adam Smith's got injured. And then a couple of days later, this is during the January window, we let Max Aarons go on loan. And
mm.
again, I'm going,
Why? Yeah,
why? What
mm,
what what are we actually doing here? You know, we're letting our only fit right back, apart from the kids, go out
Yeah,
on loan to Valencia. Sod Valencia, we need him here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
Mm,
then he moves Lewis Cook back there,
mm,
and Lewis Cook just looks so comfortable. And it's like he's kind of got multiple options, which Gary O'Neill didn't seem to work out. Scott Parker didn't seem to work out.
yeah.
And dare I even say it, God, Eddie Howe. I'm not going to say Eddie Howe, but
Yeah.
I don't think that he did it like this. So Iriola has been a phenomenon. Don't ask me who's better out of Iriola and Eddie Howe. I'll say Eddie Howe all day long. But it is a case of,
Mm,
we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Eddie Howe. But
yeah.
at the same time, I think, you compare the two. We're playing better football than we ever did under Eddie Howe, but Eddie Howe didn't have the resources that Andoni Iriola has. But Andoni Iriola, with the resources that he has done a remarkable job. Absolutely remarkable job, and that goes down to Simon Francis, Thiago Pinto, the people getting these players. Rumor is Dean Howson didn't really want to come to Bournemouth. He probably didn't even know where bloody Bournemouth was. But he turned up here. We put a stipulation in his contract, which I think was agent driven, a release clause. Less about that said, the better. I think that is going to come back to bite us unless we have convinced him that the South Coast is, a lot better than Italy, where he was before. It's a bit sunnier in Italy, but it's not bad now. So just stick him in sandbags for a couple of years. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
See how
But
he read that. Yeah.
move him into Harry's house. Harry will look after him. but but yeah, honestly, the recruitment at this football club has been nothing short of spectacular.
Mm,
Nothing short of spectacular, actually. I might give Harry a call. If Dean wants to leave Harry,
yeah.
can you take him in? Can you and Son take him in? Just look after him.
I'm sure he will, yeah. Him and his wife. Take care of him. Yeah.
Harry probably would. He's that sort of guy. He's a lovely guy, Harry. But
Yeah, lovely bloke. Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, I was going to do a good joke there, actually, as well. You could say Dango was unchained, wasn't he, when he was forward?
yeah, he was. He was.
But yeah, I mean, you've been going upwards and ever upwards after that. After we beat you,
Mm.
so you're right up there now, and you probably will get Craig. Do you think? You think
Well,
it's?
I think actually that game against yourselves
Mm,
was a little bit of a blessing in disguise, actually.
mm.
Firstly, you are our bogey team. We can't beat you for love nor money. We could be
You might
playing,
do this time, mate. You might do this time.
well, we say that every single time, Steve, don't we? We say, yeah, I think you're going to beat us. You always come out with that. And I'm like,
Mm,
no, you're Brentford. You know,
mm,
um, I feel probably a little bit more confident, and I have said that we're going to win 2-1, but it's more out of hope than anything else because I know what you guys do to us. Johan Wisser and Brian and Bembo are just going to, do what they normally do.
mm,
So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. But that game at the GTEC earlier on in the season did kind of kickstart us. There was another game as well that kickstarted us, which was that Brighton game at home.
oh,
And Brighton, unfortunately, have done the double on us this season.
mm,
So try not. Please
oh,
don't do that.
mm,
Um,
yeah.
I'm sure Thomas Frank's not going to be thinking that. He's going to think, yeah, I want to do the double on those sods again.
Yeah. Mm.
Tap tap tap. Um, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I think I honestly think that Brighton game, Fabian Hertzler did a complete and utter job on Iriola's side.
He did, yeah. He
And,
definitely.
it was like everything, and we wasn't playing badly. Don't get me wrong, Steve, we weren't playing badly in that game.
Yeah, he was.
Um,
He was playing well. Playing well. Mm,
but it was like every ball that we was trying to move, Brighton knew exactly what to do. And to be
mm,
honest, they did it at the Amex as well. So it's not foolproof what we're doing. It's not foolproof.
yeah.
There is frailties to it. Personally, I think if you study it enough, you get people into the right holes. You cut off the passes between Kirkes. You know where Kirkes is going to go. You keep track of Kirkes. You keep track of Lewis Cook. You snuff Justin Cliver out of the game.
Mm,
You know, it makes it a little bit more difficult for us. It's those two, the left back and the right back, and then Cliver in the centre.
mm,
Without Cliver in the centre, Semenyo's doing a lot more work. Brooks or Watara or whoever is on the other flank, Marcus Tavernier, it's making them work a lot harder. So that is the way.
mm.
If I was an opposition manager looking at Andoni Iraola's side, I would say that's the way to stop it. But the good thing is because of that, Andoni did change things a little bit. And he did tweak them. Not massively. Not massively. It wasn't a complete overhaul. But I think at certain points we got a little bit tighter. In certain games we got a lot more fluid. We made sure that we was more wider. It really does depend on the opponent. And I think rather than staying so rigid like we were probably last season and before, we've had that fluidity. Manchester United, you mentioned that game, the 3-0 win at Old Trafford. By far, it's happened twice in a row now. We did it to them last season. We did it to them this season as well. And again, it could have been 5-6-0 at the end of it. Had we had a bit of luck with VAR, had we had a little bit of luck with balls falling to the right place, had the post been a little bit further out, you know, it would have been six.
Yeah.
And it shows, Manchester United are shite. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. They
Yeah.
they they are crap. They are crap.
Definitely. Yeah.
But at the same time, you know,
You were
eh,
awesome. Mm.
well, exactly. You still need to break a team like that down, and to break down a Manchester United team, despite them being crap, their defense is probably their strength. In all honesty, their defense is probably their strength. Going forwards, they've got absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Um, in midfield, they've got absolutely nothing. Their best player is a um, aging Christian Eriksen, to be perfectly honest, and Kobe Mainu
Well,
struggles because the
mm,
players around him aren't good enough. So yeah, you still have to break them down, and we did that perfectly, and
yeah.
it shows. That's all what Iriola is.
Mm. Yeah, sounds simple, wouldn't it, to try and stop you lot playing? But it's not. It's not. It's not that easy, mate. I mean, I think we only just about done it against you last time. Beat you 3-2. That was a
Mm.
great game.
You're
Um,
Brentford, though, Steve. You are Brentford.
yeah,
And you just seem to have the knack against us, mate.
and that's when we were banging a few in for fun, and then okay, we
Mm,
conceding a few as well. Still,
yeah.
but it's gone the other way, mate. At home we're shit now. At home we are shit.
I see. This is what's weird. I was looking at this, and I just didn't. At home, you were absolutely prolific at the start of the season. You were solid. If you turned round and said Brentford were going to be hosting Manchester City, and you asked me which way to put the money on, you'd probably put money on Brentford because you were just so difficult at home. You had, and it's like all of a sudden it's just reversed, and
Mm,
we're probably playing you at our place at particularly the wrong time because your
yeah.
away form now is very, very good,
Mm,
whereas your home form's gone to shit.
exactly. Yeah. I know what's happening, mate. I really ain't got a clue. I ain't got Scooby here. I mean, because
No,
we're brilliant at home, you know. And then, why has it changed? Why has it just changed, you know?
haven't a clue. Honestly, mate,
Mm,
it's one of those mysteries of football, isn't it? It's like it's there's like you see that every season in the Premier League. You know, for example, that nine game run without a victory at the start of
mm,
Andoni Iraola's reign. Yeah, well, you can kind of put some idea on it, but we did have a bit of bad luck that conflicted to that. Um, looking back at the time, I wasn't happy, and I even turned around and said, well, thank God I'm not Bill Foley, but I actually said,
yeah.
we need to get some points on the board, otherwise we're going to be right in that relegation battle. And Iriola's style. Don't get me wrong, Iriola's tactics I thought at that time were very good, but
Mm,
I think that they were tactics that a probably were a little bit too advanced for our playing stuff, and B, I question whether or not they work at Arsenal, but they've been playing that way for years. They took a
mm,
long time playing like that. They work at other clubs as well. For example, Man City. It's they probably do it on a bit more dull basis, but at
mm.
the same time, it works. And I
It
thought,
does.
well, you can't change a load of players who have been playing like under Gary O'Neill, which
Mm,
was sometimes turgid football, sometimes ugly football, sometimes let's just get get a result, by hook or by crook
you
over
get
the
you.
line. You can't do that.
Mm,
But
mm.
Iriola has done it, and he's done it in a short period of time. Yeah, maybe I was a little bit impatient. Maybe but if I was Bill Foley, we would be talking about Jesse Marsh as the AFC Bournemouth manager because I thought,
Oh no.
well, that would have been a fucking disaster, to be honest, Steve.
It would have been. Yeah.
So thank God. But But the logic of it was that he knew a lot of the players because he'd worked with them at Leeds. He knew what he needed. I thought that maybe he would be a good pull for somebody like Crescenzio Somerville, and oh, what's the other chap that's there? I forgot his name because he's just kind of gone off the radar, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh. I'll have to tell you in a moment. I'll have to do a bit of search for it because that's going to bug me.
Yeah, you may neither. I don't know him, but
Oh, it's I'll tell you who he is.
um,
He is he's a top player for him, to be honest. Um, and he, of course, he did play in the Premier League, and the name's just escapes me. When you have one of those moments where you
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
Senior mate. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, I am getting a bit senior. To be honest. The hair's going. Oh, that's it. Willie Nonto. Willie Nonto.
Alonso. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I would have minded him actually
Little
here.
black guy, Italian guy, isn't it? Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yeah. I
yeah.
wouldn't have minded him here actually.
Mm. Yeah,
So
going well, wasn't he? He was going well.
yeah, he's kind of gone off the radar a little bit. But
Mm.
yeah, that's my logic. But Iriola's done a fantastic job. It's just unbelievable.
Oh, he certainly has. Yeah, yeah. I'm fearing you lot this time. To be honest, I really am.
But you're
Our
Brentford,
away
Steve.
record could come to an end. Our away wins could come to an end this time.
Yeah, yeah. But Steve, you are Brentford. You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
Brentford.
You keep saying
And,
that, mate, but it's going to
and,
happen.
and let's be honest, we don't beat Bradley Brentford. We beat Brentford, last back in the Championship playoffs, first leg. I just don't know what it is. It's like the other side that we've got this with is
Mm,
Preston. Preston, you know, I tell you what, if we got Preston in the FA Cup, no doubt they would have knocked us out, just because they are who they are.
That would have been embarrassing, though, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, we avoided that embarrassment, but now we've got Man City, and that's going to be fun.
You could do City, mate. I think you could do City.
I
I
hope
know.
so. In fact,
Mm.
when the draw, was coming out, yeah, I wouldn't have minded Preston, I should say.
Yeah.
Um, you went out in the first round again. Well, the third round against Plymouth.
Yeah.
But,
Lost to Bournemouth, yeah. Very good. But Liverpool lost to them as well, so we're not in that. In that box.
well, exactly. They seem to have upped their game, haven't they, against Premier League clubs? And do you know what? There is that difference in sort of styles between the Premier League and the Championship. Championship teams, do sometimes play a lot tougher. It's a lot more higher intensity.
We,
Plymouth.
yeah, we've been in that league, haven't we? We know about it.
Well, exactly. It's a pain in the arse to get out of. To be
It
fair,
sure is. It sure is, man. And
you know, we've done all right getting out of it
yeah,
in the
you
times we
did.
have. But the first time round, of course, when we was promoted from League One, we spent 2 seasons there before Eddie got us up, and then when we got relegated, it took us 2 seasons to go back up. So yeah, in all honesty, mate, yeah, but I think when that draw was being made, and I
Mm.
was sat there, I was heading off to Amsterdam, the day after, and
Yeah.
the balls were being pulled out. Work, not a dirty weekend before you think. But when the
Didn't come to mind at all, mate. No.
but yeah, when the balls were being pulled out, the ones that I wanted to avoid was Brighton and Fulham.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. But no, enough about the balls. But anyway, let's move on. And but anyway, so what do you make of this anyway? Your injury. Have you got anything more to add to this that you know about here, Craig? Have you got
Uh,
Julian?
no, not really, not really. It's good that the injuries are going down. That's a real relief. I think Senesi at this moment in time isn't so much needed. Um, I think he will be long run because I think Dean Howson will be very difficult to keep hold of. But it's
Mm,
good to see him back on the grass, and hopefully he will go from strength to strength. Julian Alejo, of course, the Mexican left right back. Sorry, I should say right back that we signed, has been out the majority of the season. He's a very raw player for me. And what I mean by that is when earlier on in the season, he's got a lot of pace. He's quick. He's possibly the quickest player in our lineup. But he's not particularly the best positional person at the moment. So there's a lot of work to do with him. And I think Adam Smith is going to be definitely, when he comes back, he's going to be number one in that position. But hopefully, fingers crossed, these two will, be back very, very soon. They are training, but I wouldn't risk them until the other side of the international break. And then even so, I think we need to play our full strength against Manchester City in that FA Cup tie because, well, Man City, it's their last chance really of silverware this season. And it's a absolutely unbelievable chance for us. We get past them, then you've got to say that we're probably the favourites to win it. Um, and that's bonkers to say, but I think it's probably right. So
mm,
I think we have to have one eye on that. And you know, by all means, if there's a knock to a certain player, in this match. We might have to make some substitutions, bring these guys on, but we've also got to make sure that is a key game for us. I would love to go to Wembley. We've never been to Wembley since 1998, apart from when Spurs decided just to move in there randomly.
Yeah.
I should never have been allowed that. It's just weird.
It
It's
was,
just
wasn't it?
it's just odd. It's just odd.
Mm.
I don't know what how Daniel Levy got that. I don't know but
Yeah, two shit London teams there, didn't they? Arsenal as well. They were there at once.
oh yeah, they were there as well. They turned up, didn't they? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the semi-finals being at Wembley, but
No,
yeah,
don't
I want to
know.
win the FA Cup.
You
I
used
want
to have
win
that
it.
where you played at other grounds, didn't you? Was it Villa Park and Old Trafford or whatever?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
I
they
remember
did.
all that.
Yeah, I preferred that actually.
Mm.
Stamford Bridge used to be one that was picked. Anfield used to be picked
Yeah.
a few times. I even think there was one at Goodison Park at one point. They never asked to borrow Dean Court for it, our three-sided ground at the time. I don't know why. All they needed to do was ask.
I know. It's a
They're
lovely.
bloody rude of them. It's bloody rude of them. And if we couldn't have done it, I'm sure Dorchester Town would have.
Yeah, you got a lovely stadium there, mate. It's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, mate.
Vitality.
Yeah. To be honest,
Mm.
it's a small capacity. It is holding us back as a football club, but there is talk now that they are going to kind of redevelop it. I'm looking forward to it because I don't want a plastic bowl. In fact, what you've done is quite nice with your
Yeah,
new stadium with the
it's
G-Tech.
pretty
It's
good. It's good.
Yeah, it's not one of these bloody Meccano Bowl things like Wigan, Reading,
No,
Southampton, Derby. You name it. Who else are we talking about? It's not a Meccano Bowl, as I would call it. It's interesting.
It's a nice stadium. I always love Griffin Park. I always will. But this
Oh,
it's a great
Griffin Park
stadium
was
as well.
just legendary, weren't it?
Yeah.
Let's be fair.
Oh,
It was
brilliant.
yeah,
4 pubs in every corner. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But but no, mate, it was brilliant. But we got to move on, and we got a brand new stadium where I've had it. Was it 2-3 years now? I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is now. It was at the start of the Premier League, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
So yeah, when we came up, it was done. Yeah, so about
Yeah,
20. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
It needed to be done, to be honest. Like you
mm,
say, Griffin Park, great ground, but and likewise, if Bill Foley does make the decision that we have to go to a Meccano Bowl, or
yeah,
hopefully, fingers crossed, if we do have to move out of the current site, we do something like you guys have done, then so be it. So be it. But yeah, Dean Court doesn't really hold the purpose anymore. Small. It wouldn't look out of place in League One. You look at the teams in League One; a lot of them have got bigger stadiums than us. Um, and do you know what? It really pissed me off the other day when they were talking about Europe,
yeah.
and there was that article. I don't know if you saw it,
I
and
probably
it was
didn't.
like if AFC Bournemouth get into Europe,
Mm,
they might be forced to play elsewhere. No, no, we won't be.
no, no.
Because believe it or not, you can play in Europe with an 8,000 capacity. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do that,
yeah, yeah.
but you had Southampton hold their hands up. You had Reading hold their hands up. Bristol City, Portsmouth. No, bugger off, all of you.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's still a lovely little stadium. I remember going there years ago to watch a match. I think when you was might be in the second division or something
Yeah.
years ago.
Was it?
But yeah,
It was three sides back then, wasn't it? Or
hmm,
was this since the Ted Shed's been built?
probably since then. Yeah. I remember it. I think it's what you just the first one you said there, because it was oh god, it was years ago now.
Oh, the
It's like,
three sides.
I think so, yeah. What I
Yeah,
remember of it,
yeah.
it was a very long time ago, but
You kick the ball hard enough, and it will go over into the car park, and hopefully not
yeah.
go through your car window.
No, but I mean, it's still a nice stadium. I liked it.
Yeah,
These little stadiums are nice. I think I love little stadiums, and
mm,
very compact, and the crowd are on top of you almost, and all that, and it's really good, and there's a lot to
yeah.
be said for that. Griffin Park was one, Highbury, of course, with Arsenal and all that. So
Mhm.
it was lovely, but they don't get them as much now, apart from the lower down, like maybe yourself, whatever.
Do you know
But
what? That's the thing. It's
mm,
so irritating that I would love to see more of the old stadiums.
mm,
We're losing Goodison Park this year. Now,
yeah,
Goodison Park is an iconic stadium. Yeah, it's Have you ever sat on the old wooden seats at Goodison Park?
I've never been there actually. I've never
Haven't
been to
you?
Crystal Park. I've been
Wow.
to I've been
Well,
to
you'd know if you sat on those seats because you'd have a very sore arse after you've got up. But literally, they are wooden seats and they just go too far down. But yeah, in
never
all honesty, I love
won't
these
go
old stadiums.
now.
They're just good, mate. They're
Yeah,
just good. You don't want, nowadays it's hospitality, comfort. It's like pampering to a football fan. It's like, no, actually, what we want to do is we want to stand up. We want to sit in the dirty stand. Get a dirty burger at half time, and it's you don't really want to, sit in a nice shiny bowl, all painted, smells of leather.
yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, gone are the days where you had all the standing up, all the terracing. It's all sitting down most of it now, and that, and it's
Yeah,
all.
exactly. Dodge. I remember this is going back some time. I
Yeah,
remember at times, it was dodge
yeah,
the cigarettes as well.
yeah,
As
mate.
a kid,
Yeah, I remember that.
running past, and there's somebody bloody having a cigarette in the stand.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely gone those days, but yeah, it's but yeah, oh god, it takes me back all that nostalgia. But
Yeah.
but back to today, mate. To these times, I'm afraid, and we're gonna what? So what's gonna be your team? Do you think for this game?
Um. Well, I was doing this earlier on actually. Zabania is back now from suspension, which is
What?
good.
Wow, by the way,
Oh,
great
he
play.
is, yeah. So he will partner Dean Howson. I think Lewis Cook will stay right back. Kirk is left back. I think Ryan Christie and Tyler Adams will be in the kind of a holding midfield role. Um, Justin Cliver up front. Um, and then what I would do is Semenyo played on the left against Spurs. I'd move him back over to the right. I'd probably drop Tavernier, even though he did score, and I would put on Luis Sinistera, bit of pace, can really, really get at your defence
Mm,
with Evan Nielsen up front on his own. But I wouldn't be worried if he decided he was going to play Dango Watara up front. I think Dango is more than good enough to, hold that role.
yeah, yeah. So obviously you'll have Kepper in goal. I take it again.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Will Dennis? Do you know what this is? This is so annoying for me. Kepa, I think, made two awful mistakes, and I
Mm,
mean terrible mistakes against Spurs. Firstly, he fought from Papisar. He was. I personally think it was a cross. Papisar probably won't say it was, but what Kepa did was he stood too far out of his goal. His positioning was completely incorrect. This is the big problem with Kepa. Ball's
mm,
come in, it's gone straight over him into the back of the net.
mm,
Then for the penalty, And considering we should have had, Justin Kluivert put the ball in the back of the net, was ruled out. Also had Evan Nielsen, in the first minute strike, and to be honest, it should have hit the back of the net. In the end, it was kind of dragged a bit too wide. What Kepa's done is Son's made a run. Now he's going nowhere. He's going nowhere.
Yeah.
You've got the defenders. You've got James Hill and Howson in the centre. Absolutely fine. That's all covered. Not a problem. Kepa, in his infinite wisdom, has gone straight to ground and taken him out. And I thought, what? Why?
Fucking idiot. Yeah.
I just don't understand. This is the problem with Kepa. Against Brighton at home, he did exactly the same. His positioning is a problem. He's a good shot stopper, don't get me wrong. He's
Yeah.
good at playing the ball out from the back, but Mark Travers' positioning in goal is so much better than Kepa's. His shot stopping, I think he's probably on par. But can he play out from the back with the ball at his feet? No, not in a million years. That's why Kepa is here. That's why Areola likes Kepa. I know that we're after or being looking at Mal Silva, who's the Roma goalkeeper, who can do that. And his positioning, when I've had a look at him, seems a little bit better than Kepa's. I wouldn't sign Kepa permanently. Although it's understood, and this is the rumour that's going around at the moment, he wants to actually stay here, but I wouldn't sign him permanently.
You don't want that. No.
Well, it's not that I dislike him.
Mm.
It's a case, his positioning, I just don't get it. I don't get it. When you're a goalkeeper, you need to be aware, and I've played in goal myself. You need to be aware of exactly where you're stood in the goal and where your corners are, where your other players are. You need to know that. Kepa doesn't seem to have that awareness. Yeah, he can stop a ball when it's coming at him, or he can dive to keep a ball out, or he can punch a ball, or anything like that. That's absolutely fine. He can pass the ball back out from the feet.
Yeah.
My God, his position is terrible.
Well, I was going to say, if he's as bad as our keeper, well, I don't know. But hopefully he makes some mistakes against us then, and we can score. But I don't know.
Don't say that, Steve.
Chelsea got all these keepers, haven't they? None of them are any. Well, they're decent, but not great, are they?
They break goalkeepers. They're like Watford, But it's just the goalkeepers. Watford just break footballers. They break footballers. They break managers. They break everything. Chelsea do break goalkeepers.
Yeah.
You could be the best goalkeeper in the world, and you would actually get broken by Chelsea.
They've had some great ones. Think about Petr Cech and all that, of course, and even Courtois and all that as well.
Different era now, though.
But
yeah, different era. It's the Todd Bowley era. The guy just doesn't know what he's doing, and it's quite funny to watch.
Yeah, we're all loving it. Yeah. But anyway, what about your defence? Obviously, that young Hyson who looks like a schoolboy. You got him there.
Yeah, he's quality. Kirk is absolutely outstanding. To be honest, you can show me the whole of the defence, and I've got to be honest. It's just such a strong. It's just such a strong unit. There's not a one weak defender, and if you go further down, you'll see it on there as well. Julio Sola. Now, I spoke to effectively the Clive Tilsey of Argentine football, and he turned round to me and he said that he is going to be better than Milos Kerkez. Now, I don't know if I believe that, but if he's 75% the player of Milos Kerkez, he's going to be a bloody good player, because Milos Kerkez is by far the best left back in the Premier League at the moment. But he's good. He's a good player. When I've watched him, and watched some of his stuff back from Lanús, who he signed from in Argentina, he's a good player. But yeah, I would suggest anybody who is interested in him, go and have a look at my interview with Alejo Rivera. I think I've said that wrong. Sorry, Alejo, if I haven't. I have butchered your name. But
It's enough,
um,
probably. Yeah.
what he says about him
Yeah.
is, it's really exciting.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Hey, he looks good. What I've seen of him,
Yeah.
he's really good. And you have
There's a
got some.
rare hoe as well. For by
Mm,
far the fastest player in the team. Again, positioning is a problem. Is Ilya Zabania there on there as well? Very very good player. James Hill. He's of course a youngster signed from Fleetwood Town. He played against Spurs. He's not done badly. I just don't think he's the full package at the moment. And to be honest, he's being kept out by Dean House and Marcus Senesi and Ilya Zabania. He has to
yeah.
take these chances when they come along with both hands, and um, you know the defence are just solid. It's
Yeah.
possibly one of the best defences in the league.
Yeah. Sure is. Yeah. We got to try and penetrate it on tomorrow. Yeah. Won't be easy, but anyway, you got your midfield: Lewis
Yeah,
Cook, David Brooks, Alex Scott, Ryan Christie, obviously Tyler Adams, Marcus
mhm.
Tavernier.
Tyler
Uh,
Adams was a sick note until this season, but it's good to see him back. And to be fair, he's proven me wrong because I was like, well, it's going to be time in a moment where we're going to have to cash in on him. Lewis Cook, eh, you know what Lewis Cook's like, and you know what he does. Alex Scott was wanted by Spurs, highly rated. Ryan Christie's the glue though that keeps it all together, and of course David Brooks has bounced back from Hodgkin lymphoma.
yeah. Oh, glad
Um,
he's a good player. He's a good bloke. He's a nice bloke. So
yeah, he is a lovely guy as well in person. So yeah, pleased to see him back. I To be fair, to give a bit more context to it, I know that going back some time ago, I saw the statistics and it was a little bit worrying. Like when they do like the pressure runs and things like that.
oh yeah, yeah,
You looked at David Brooks and it was just after he got the all clear, and I thought it's going to take a one hell of a job to get him back to where he is. And when he went on loan to Southampton last season, hate
yeah,
to say it, but I thought, well, he's not going to. He's not going to. But at least A, he's alive, and B,
mm,
he's back playing football at a level. But
yeah,
no, David Brooks has bounced back, and fair play to him. He's a good
yeah.
man, and yeah, he's
Well
yeah,
done, well done,
yeah,
that young man. There. Well done.
definitely,
And,
definitely. He's gone through something that no human being should have to go through, and he's come out the other side. And in fact, he's got back to where he was. So
he'll be back for Wales as well. I think he's in the Wales team, wouldn't he?
he is, yeah, he is. And in fact, that was where it was picked up. Um, I remember. Sorry, got a bit tearful actually talking about it now, but
That's all right.
but but I
Mm,
you know
tough.
I but I
Mm,
got I know it was for the Wales team when he went on international duty. That's where it was picked up, and then there was a game against Luton Town at Dean Court, and we got beat by Luton. This was in the promotion season with Scott Parker and David Brooks wasn't himself. The
yeah,
performance he put in wasn't.
it's because of that, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was because that was hanging over him. Nobody knew that until a couple of it was a little while later, to be honest. But yeah, he got the all clear on the last game. Well, on the morning of the Nottingham Forest game. So it was shortly after that he was diagnosed, was going through the chemotherapy and everything. And then it was just before the game against Nottingham Forest where we won promotion. And yeah, from that moment in that morning when we found out he got the all clear. I just knew it was going to be our day, and so it proved to be, and it was a very good day.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, he's a good player, great player as well. But glad to see him back. But yeah, so you got a very good midfield there, and the strikers, attackers, what
Yeah.
attack? Evan Nielsen, Ouattara, Sinistera, Clivert. Well, take your pick there. Semenyo.
Semenyo. I absolutely love that man.
Mm.
Absolutely love Semenyo. I'll be gutted if anybody signs him. But yeah, he's brilliant. He's
How
brilliant.
much would you go for, Craig?
For Semenyo, I think it was about 7-8 million. And it's funny because when Semenyo come in, I did a video with Mark McAdam, and I think we both agreed that Anton Semenyo, when he played for Bristol City, of course the local side here as well.
Yeah.
Well, local. It's not far away, Bristol. He blows hot and cold, or he did used to blow hot and cold for him. And I was like, well, I don't know really if this is a great signing. I don't fancy this, but lo and behold, Andoni Iraola has got him playing unbelievable football week in, week out. I think his performance is not dipped so much, but I think he's nursing a little bit of an injury at the moment. I think he's nursing a bit of a knock. Only the club and Andoni and Antoine will know if he's had some injections like they do to get them through to the end of the season. He's pivotal. But as long as it's not going to do long-term damage, that's the main thing. And I just feel that I feel that he's nursing a little bit of a knock and might just be playing through the pain barrier a little bit. So,
How much would he go for, do you think, though? Do you think if he were to be sold, and I know you don't want him to be sold, but if he was, mate, how much do you think he'd go for?
I wouldn't take anything less than 65 million for him.
I
wouldn't take anything less than 65 million. Honestly, mate.
Please, I had that, mate. We come calling, yeah. We get him from you, mate. Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
No, don't you bloody dare. Don't you dare. I tell you what, when we get into Europe, we can come in for Brian. I might have to end up saying his name right if that happens. Mbembo. How do you actually say it, Steve?
There's so many different ways of saying it. A lot of people say Bomo, a lot of people say Bramo. Bomo. I think it's Bramo. I think
I'd be happy with us signing him. Although I wouldn't. I'd quite like Whistler as well. Either of them. Maybe we'll take both of them.
Jog on, mate. Jog on. But anyway. I don't think we're a selling club as we were anymore. So hopefully we're going to keep hold of them. We all want us to keep hold of them, really.
Exactly.
Damsgaard, another one we want to keep hold of.
Well, I was saying earlier on, I think you're a better team now without Tony than you were with him. Yeah. End of last season. That game that you played against us end of last season, you did beat us, but there was one player on that pitch that seemed half-assed, and that was Ivan Toney. And I said it at the time. I said it's completely unacceptable when Brentford's paying your wages. I'd be absolutely furious if any of our players did what Tony did to you. Brentford were paying his wages. He should be given 110%, not sulking like a little. Well, I was going to say a T word. Yeah, I shan't, just in case. Monetization.
Yeah, when I thought it a few times, I nearly said it a few times, that word.
Yes, so I was going to say, you probably did, Steve.
Not impressed with him, mate, I'm afraid. But, I mean,
No, he
when
let
he
himself
scored a lot of
down.
goals, it was great when he was scoring goals. It was
Mm.
fine. But I still hated what he done, gambling and saying about us, slagging us off. I hated all that.
Well,
But,
exactly. Thomas Frank stood by him,
yeah, exactly.
through all that.
Yeah.
So he should have repaid Thomas's fave, instead of just doing what he did.
Well, exactly, mate. Exactly. I agree. But there we go. And he's gone now anyway, so who cares?
Exactly. He's in Saudi Arabia. Better not pee them off.
Yeah. But what an attack you've got though, young Cliver. What season he's had, mate.
I've
Better than
got a
he's
funny.
winning,
I've got
ain't
a funny story about this actually.
he? Yeah.
About Amsterdam as well.
Yeah.
So I was, and you couldn't make this up. You couldn't make this up. I got straight on the phone to Matt and said, "You're not going to believe this. It sounds like it's bollocks, but it's not." So
Yeah.
I was saying in Amsterdam RAI, which is like the business centre of Amsterdam,
All right. Yeah.
and then what I decided to do on the Monday was go to the Amsterdam Arena.
Mm.
So got off the plane, got straight to the hotel, just ran out of the hotel, off I go. Got into the tube station. This is literally after about 45 minutes of landing in Amsterdam. First time I've ever been to the Netherlands. And got to the tube station and I was looking around and I thought, I can't see Amsterdam Arena anywhere, or what is called the Johan Cruyff Arena. So I'm
Oh yeah.
looking around and I can't see it.
Mm.
The main reason being is like the London Underground, you sometimes have to get off one stop and then change.
Mhm.
But of course,
Yeah.
everything's in Dutch. I don't understand it and I'm in a rush.
Double Dutch, you can say.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
a train pulls up and there's a lady that stood outside, a female train
Mm.
guard. And then
Oh,
she's
yeah.
followed out by a male.
Mm.
And I've gone up to the lady and I said, "Oh, do you know how to get to the Amsterdam Arena?" She said, "Oh, jump on this one." So I've jumped on the train. And then the bloke started talking to me. He said, "Oh, do you watch IX?" And I said, I said, I've come over for work and what see the Amsterdam Arena. Watch a lot of Premier League football. Support Premier League club." He said, "Oh yeah." He said, "My nephew, he plays for a small Premier League club." I
Oh,
was like,
Justin Kluivert. Yeah.
and yeah, exactly. And I turned around and I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Yeah, he plays for this club called Bournemouth. Have you ever heard of them?" And
That's
then
what.
I just lifted up
Yeah,
my jumper and I was like,
he was the pool. Yeah.
"Yeah." And it was
Yeah.
Justin Cliver, and it wasn't rubbish because I saw the picture. There's a picture of him, Justin on
Mm.
one side, Patrick on the other. Um, Incredible. Honestly, you couldn't make the story up. And it really made my day. I was only on there for the one stop. I would love to have shown that picture. Of course, it's a bit wrong for me to turn around and say, "Can I have the picture stick on YouTube?" But I tell you what,
Just a little
you, you
bit.
you could not make it up. There it was him thinking, nobody's going to know who Bournemouth are. They might know who Justin is, but they won't know who Bournemouth is. But yeah, we was talking about Justin all day. When I got to the tour as well. Justin's been he's travelled around a lot of clubs.
He has, yeah.
And really, what he should have done was stay at Young Ajax,
Mm.
because if he had stayed at Young Ajax, which is like the youth side,
Oh,
effectively,
yeah. Yeah.
it would have been better for his progress. But instead, he become a bit of a journeyman and got a little bit lost with different managers. But he's
Mm.
come to Bournemouth and he seems to be getting back to, or
Set the world alight.
yeah, it seemed to find his feet with
Yeah.
Andoni. But yeah, Kepper or Flecken,
That's
what
a
can I
tough
say?
one, isn't
That
it?
is a bloody tough
I
one.
don't think I'd have either, to be honest. I'm
um,
not happy with Flecking as it is, to be honest. But
Mark Travers. I'll say
mm,
Mark Travers. He's probably cheaper as well than both of them.
Yeah, we'd take any keeper apart from Flecken, to be honest. I mean, we talked about Kelleher the other day. We might try to get in. You know, that'd be good.
Well, well, the thing is we do have Mark Travers, but instead, we bought. I think Chelsea have got us over a screw, but where they have made it so we have to play Kepa. I think there's that stipulation in the contract or something. It's something about it. I just don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
thought he only played keeper, Travers, was he? Yeah, I thought he was
oh,
good.
Mark Travers, good goalkeeper. I really like Mark. I really like Mark, and personally, I'd have him as number one.
Mm. But unfortunately, your manager or whatever thinks differently, I suppose. But unfortunately,
Well, it's because he likes to play football out from the back, and Travers can't really do that. But personally, I think Travers is most definitely a better goalkeeper.
yeah, I hate that
Position.
faffing around at the back, though. I hate it, all that passing around. If you're not good enough at it, why do it? Work.
Well, the problem is Kepa is good enough for that sort of stuff.
Mm,
You at the back, there's been times where he's got the ball and then he's kind of you
mm.
know dribbled it around an attacker, and I'm just thinking, fucking why?
Yeah,
Why just get it
why
out?
do that? Yeah, risk
Like,
it.
it's just like, just get it out. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
boot it out, put it to or pass it. But I just don't understand it sometimes, mate.
That's what I want Flecken to do as well, and he just pisses about with it at the back. Oh, it fucking annoys me, mate.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's great there in Clive. I mean, his dad was a great player. I thought he was a fucking brilliant player, his dad.
Oh yeah.
He's even better by the looks of
Well,
it.
believe it or not, he's done something. He's done something his father never did, which is actually score a hat trick at St James's Park, and he don't even play for Newcastle.
Was that the penalty ones, or was that just the normal? I
No,
know.
that was a normal hat trick. That was in the 4-1 win. That was one of the best games I've seen. Probably the best performance of the season so far. That one.
Yeah,
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 definitely.
superb. Evan Nielsen, Watara, they're all quality, You got a great attack there. So
We've got a
uh,
very good side, Steve. I'm
you have.
pleased with it.
You
But
have.
the main man is Iriola. We have to make sure, you know, if he leaves this football club, we are absolutely screwed.
Mm,
Now, there might be a possibility where we can't stop him going. Who's going to turn around and say, for example, if Perez turns around and says, you know what, Andoni, I'd like you to come and manage Real Madrid.
mm.
What person in their right mind is going
Turn
to
that.
turn around and say, no,
No.
you know what? I want to stay at AFC Bournemouth. Oh yeah, what about another couple of extra million, a month?
Mm.
No, no, I really want to stay at AFC Bournemouth. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We will lose the manager at some point, and it will probably be to a club like that. But hey,
Um,
let's enjoy it and
You'd
hope
win
it
things
lasts
more
longer.
quicker at Real Madrid, probably. But I mean, the challenge is there. You can still win things at Bournemouth. You can still do
Well,
it. And
well, exactly. See, this is the thing, that Spurs fans don't understand. All Spurs fans are going, "Oh yes, well, Iriola's going to come to Spurs at the end of the season." No, not in a fucking million years. He
oh
might
my
as well
God,
stay at Bournemouth and get
better
an
chance winning
autograph
something at
card.
Bournemouth than Spurs. Yeah.
Well,
Um.
can he really work under Daniel Levy? I
Uh,
don't. I don't think Harry Houdini could work under Daniel Levy.
Big Angie's doing okay to do that. I don't know how, but he somehow
Well,
stuck.
he's losing all his hair and he ain't got much to start with.
No, that's true. But yeah, I don't think they'll win that European thing. I can't see them winning that. Spurs, can you? This season,
Spurs will be Spurs, and they'll fuck it up somehow.
the history of the Tottenham. Yeah.
Yeah, they will screw it up somehow. I don't know what it is, but they'll do something. You know.
Anyway, mate, we're going to move on to our team. We
Go on
spoke
then.
enough about you lot, so let's get on to ours. And Looks like Vandenberg might be back. I don't know. I'm not sure. Michael Chiodi. I think it says they're still sidelined.
What about Rico Henry? I like Rico Henry.
He's on his way back, I believe. He's training, I think. I think he's doing some sort of training.
I thought he was going to be back for this game, potentially.
Yeah, I think he broke down again or something. But I know he's had to do a bit more training again, I think. But
yeah,
Darren Hickey is going to be back after the international break, apparently, for us. So that's one good thing, a positive. Yep. So what he's saying here, there might be a chance Vandenberg might be involved. So he may play a little part. Carvalho is a longer one. He's had a shoulder injury, I think he said there, and surgery. So he's going to be out a little bit longer. The usual ones, Gustavo Nunez, Igor Thiago, our new signing, the Tony replacement, is still out again. And Josh Da Silva, the usual. And that was our last meeting, as you know. I'm sure you remember that.
Don't bloody remind me of it. I'm going to disappear now. Bye.
Sorry to remind you of that, mate. But yeah,
there's Wissa.
I don't know, but
Wissa as always.
And I think Lewis Potter there as well. He's had a great season, you know. I think he's been really good.
Yeah,
really good for us. And Collins as well, been awesome at the back. Long with Pinnock, of course, very rarely lets us down. Damsgaard, what a season he's had. He was poor when he first came, you know. I don't know anything. He had injuries as well, which didn't help. So he's been amazing though this season. I think you've got to stop him. You've got to stop probably, as I say, Bromo.
Yes.
And Vissa and so forth. So
I've got used to doing it now. And Buembo.
Yeah. No, I think it is Bromo, I think. Because you say the N. I think the N you don't pronounce. So somehow. So because he's sort of Cameroon French. I think he's French.
Yes,
Cameroon, like that.
He's a good player. I'd quite like him here.
Well, you can't have him. So there. But anyway, I know a lot of teams want him, Craig. You know.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Spurs were no one. They can fuck off and all. They can
Daniel Levy won't pay the money, Steve.
No.
Daniel Levy is a tight ass.
Yeah, they keep nicking our players, Craig. That's the problem, mate. And I've had enough of it. We know what happened here. Ollie Watkins scored yet again against us. I think we've done something to him there, Craig. Why he keeps scoring against us? I don't know what he's holds
against us. He's a quality player. He's just bloody good. He's a good player. So yeah,
he sure is. But I hated that. But, it weren't a great shot either. And somehow it got deflected and went past Flecken. Eustace Flecken in goal. But yeah,
you're not a fan, are you?
No. But no, he's poor, mate, and we'd probably take Kepa over him, to be honest. But yeah, and I would think this would be pretty much similar team. I think we'll play against you somehow. Won't be much different. The usual there. Collins and Pinnock at the back and everything. Lewis Potter has done well as left wing back, you know. He's actually done well in that position. So he's had a good season. Now Norgard, maybe Jensen could come back. He might come back. So I know he's fit now. So they won't be that far off that team there, I think.
Yeah.
So anyone there you really scared of?
Well, Wissa and Buembo. I think Damsgaard, you stop him playing, then you've got I think those players. But yeah, I think we've been very very good this season. So yeah, I'm optimistic.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to predictions now then, Craig. And
Hmm.
I actually thought at one stage, I was thinking you might beat us. I was going to go thinking of 3-1 Bournemouth, but I'm actually going to go for a Desmond now.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to still predict a Bournemouth win. It's probably more out of hope than actual any logic whatsoever. The only logic I've got is that you will beat us every bloody time you play us. So yeah, let's go. Although I say that, there was a draw a year or two ago, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think now. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Bournemouth win. I think it's going to be one of those two, probably Brian that's going to score, and then I'm going to go for Justin Clover and Antoine Semenyo for us. So yes, I think that's. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be bold, Steve. And say that the bogey side are is finally going to be purged, but it probably is not going to happen just because you're Brentford.
Well, I'd love us to beat you, but I've got a feeling it could be a draw. I just got a feeling somehow the 2-2. We'll take that, a point.
Yeah.
So, but, if we lose to you, we lose to you. I think you're a great team, and I think you're going to do well this season. Could get Europe, I think. I think you've got a great chance of Europe.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. It would be, absolutely amazing, but we shall see. I think it's a necessity. I think it's a necessity more than, because we will lose those players if we don't get into Europe, than it is a case of, oh yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, you got that extra sort of thing that keeps them there, going in Europe, because that's where they want to be, in Europe.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going back to this. Do you remember this one, Craig? I don't know how far you go back with this, but remember Maidstone playing at Bournemouth?
Yeah, I would have been very, very young. I would have been very, very young. But yes, I do remember when Maidstone was in the same division in those sort of years. So yes, but it would have been, a long, long time ago.
Yeah, definitely. And it said you had to wear your away kit, I think it says there. So Maidstone had to wear your away kit, apparently.
Yeah. I remember that happening a couple of times, actually.
Yeah.
That used to happen in the lower leagues, didn't it?
Yeah, gone are those days now. They've got so many kits now, haven't they? They've got
Well,
loads.
exactly.
By the way, is this right, what I put in here, your link there, mate?
No, it is UTC. No, that's all right, mate. UTC, IAD, AFCB. There we are. It's in there.
You can put it in there, can't you? You can put that in.
Yeah, I just need to join the check. Oh,
sorry, mate. Be quicker if you put it in, probably.
That's all right. Let me just logging on. We've got an email account, so I'll send it from that.
I usually work a lot more, mate, because obviously you use that more than the Insta, obviously.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, to be honest, that is the handle. Don't come and subscribe to the email account because there will be nothing on there. It is basically just a holding account. So, yeah, go to UTC IAD AFCB and you shall find us.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Yeah, and you got your great channel there. Do you want to shout it out?
Thank you, mate. Yeah, so it's called Up the Cherries in All Departments. We do interviews, previews, raw reaction, cherry picking. For any Brentford fans watching, we have had Adam Devlin from the Blue Tones. You can find out who pissed in Neil Kinnock's bath all those years ago. And also, we've had Exactly. I shan't tell you who it is, but it is an exclusive. It's an exclusive. So go find out. Watch the Adam Devlin one from the Blue Tones. Find out who pissed in his bath. It's never been revealed before until now. And go and watch Rich Archer. Of course, he's done quite a lot of work with Brentford, and of course,
Yeah.
hard to beat, hard fi. Yeah,
Hard fight. Yeah. Brilliant.
hard fi. Yeah, good band, absolutely. In fact, where are we? I'm just stretching now. There you are. Should go down the gym more often. There you are. That is his album as
I
well.
remember that one.
Yeah, well, that's a new one, Steve.
Is it a
That's a
new one?
new one.
Is
Yeah,
it?
this is the new one. This is the new one. You
I had
know.
the original. I had the first one, I think.
Oh
The
yeah,
first.
Stars of CCTV.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
had that.
yeah, that's a new one. That one. So yeah, um, so yeah, come check us out, and yeah, do watch the interviews because they are really, really, really interesting. Games might have gone, of course they were both last season's games, but come and enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Go and check this man's channel out. Well, not just yours, the other guys as well, the other lads there.
Yeah.
How many you got there actually? Is it Matt? You got Matt and you?
Yeah, Matt, and we are expanding a little bit more. So we've got Matt, of course, he's my co-host. We've also got Anna, Max, and we are going to get a couple more people on as well. So yeah, come subscribe, come join us, and yeah, we'll look forward to hearing from you.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'll have to look on there a lot more. I'd like to come on there one day, mate. If that'd be great. If I could.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. You did come on for a transfer show, but yes, yeah.
I did, didn't I? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so yeah, we
To
will
me.
do it. In fact, maybe we should do a bit of a raw reaction after this game on Monday night. We could do that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
If I feel up to it, we lost badly. I might not, but
yeah. I
no,
won't be able. Oh, you won't. I won't hear from you. Won't hear
no.
from you. I'll be like, "Where's Steve?"
Yeah,
Oh,
I got the
bloody
download.
hell.
Yeah, but yeah, but Darren's saying they're big up the Bournemouth fan.
Cheers,
Yeah,
Darren. Cheers, mate.
he's a United fan. He is. They beat
Somebody
you.
has to be, don't they?
They beat United, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Somebody has to be a Man United fan, but yeah. Sorry about the football team, Darren, but good to meet you, mate.
Well, they're getting a new stadium. You seen that? It looks like a bloody circus tent, doesn't it, or something like that?
Well, there was something else as well. Said it looked like, but again, it's before the 9 o'clock watershed, so I can't really say it. But let's just say, is this new stadium sponsored by Durex, the Durex Arena?
Yeah, that's a hard one. Yeah. Sorry, but moving on. But yeah, thanks for coming on, bro, and you're welcome on any time. And I'll definitely come on yours, definitely. And hopefully, whatever happens. Whoever wins. If it's a draw, we'll take it, won't we? So
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll see each other on Monday night, and yeah, we'll do a bit of a raw reaction, unless we beat you heavily, which I won't be able to contact you.
yeah. What about if it's the other way, mate? What'll happen then? Will I still be able to come on or
not? You might not be able to contact me. I'll just go into hiding. No. I'll still be around. I'll still be around, mate.
But anyway, follow me as well, Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to Mr. B Highway Football Chat and Mr. B Chats England Cricket. So I've got a couple of channels, but yeah, both doing okay. Not fantastic, but I've got 112 on here subs, so want that to go up a lot more. Only about 26 on the cricket one, but hopefully it go up. I'm not in it for the subs anyway. I'm sure you're not either. So
no, it's more about it's more about the interaction, more about people enjoying it, and
yeah.
so yeah, it will grow. It will grow as it does, really.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks for coming on once again. And
Not a problem at all, mate.
yeah, let's hope we get a good game of football. That's the most important thing in
Yeah,
this
definitely.
one. It don't matter who wins, does it?
Well, no, it does matter who wins. We need to win it. Cheers for having me on, mate.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. We'll end the show anyway. We're going to bounce, and we're out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Cheers.